outside the club tonight. There's a lot of beautiful ladies outside tonight. Including you right there. Yeah, I see you with them stilettos on. You got on my favorite color on them toes. I bet we jet back over to the hotel. We can leave at noon.
Got it all, cause your body is fine and you're blowing my mind. Got it all, shorty tryna make you mine. Got it all, from the waist side. Know you're riding well, the OT and stateside. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl,
yeah, play music.
Good. Know you're rolling well, the front to a bad wood. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, you got it all.
I'm playing the song now. I know you don't hear it, but I'm playing it.
Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, I'm getting right with you.
I'm talking about the album, probably.
Spend the night with you.
Nah, you just going straight tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, got it all. Cause your body is fine and you're blowing my mind. Got it all. Shorty tryna make you mine. Got it all, from the waist side. Know you're riding well, the OT and stateside. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, you got it all.
Yeah, girl, you smell good. Yeah, girl, you look fine. Yeah, you a little freak, even when you on FaceTime. Yeah, girl, you got it all. Yeah, girl, you got it all. Yeah, she from Brentwood, whipping on wood grain. Got a Mercedes 82, whipping in out of lanes. Baby girl, you scheming. Got a nigga feeling. To the left, to the left. Go ahead and be little Beyonce off to yourself. Going to the left, going to the left, going to the left, going to the left, yeah.
Got it all, cause your body is fine and you're blowing my mind. Got it all, shorty tryna make you mine. Got it all, from the waist side. Know you're riding well, the OT and stateside. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, you got it all.
Woo! Welcome to the check-in report. Coming to you live and direct. We here with a iCEMAN review. Now, I want people to be a part of this discussion. You come on in. We got a special guest in here. Would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Hey, yo, what's good? It's Couture 516.
That's a fact. You know what I mean?
I've been in here a few times. We've been on Spaces, but now, we chopping it up in Discord tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. We gotta talk about this album.
About to get to it.
That's a fact. We gotta talk about this album, man. I mean, iCEMAN is taking over. I mean, listen, man, 460K first week. Album of the year. In my opinion. Yeah, man. Album of the year. Number 1, 2, and 3. Got Jay-Z up out of here. Yeah, no longer tied with Jay-Z. They both had 14 number ones. He got Jay-Z, the camel, up out of here. He can go Joe Cool, could go smoke on a pack. How do you feel about this album? I just want to know how. We're gonna get into the tracks. We're gonna get into all of the details. But off the back, how do you feel about this album, the rollout, everything that came into fruition in terms of this album and this musical offering Drake has given us?
Honestly, in my opinion, I'm just going to say it first because it's just us in this chat right now.
Right.
And I could be speaking soon. I don't like to just throw that out there like, yo, this album is a classic. but this album is a classic album as far as category to what Drake's previous albums. I'm talking about previous classic albums where it had more subject matter. It had him. It's like it was more relatable, I would say, as far as speaking to his circumstance, and he left no stone unturned. He challenged everybody that has come across him in this album, besides just Kendrick. You know, we talking about like the major labels. We talking about Jay-Z, Rock Nation.
Right.
Talking about Khaled. You know, Rick Ross. You know, I think there was a lot of things that was left no stone that was unturned. He challenged everybody, and I mean we can see it now, like with all the media, the platforms that's speaking about him and stuff like that. That's controlled by certain parties or even the artists that he's approached. Except for Kendrick, we haven't heard from him yet, but we've seen how Rick Ross is looking ridiculous out here right now. He hasn't dropped no music. I don't. I don't think he will be dropping any music anytime soon. I don't know.
Think so either.
You know, I'm not. I'm not going to say that he's not a dope lyricist, but you know, I just think you know he's out of his time. He's out of his peak.
So did you appreciate? So you appreciated because a lot of people it was a big discussion about should he be dissing? Should he be reverting back to dissing the people of 2024 that came at him? The Kendricks, Rick Ross. A lot of people had a problem with him revisiting the battle of 2024. Did you have a problem with that initially when you heard these bars? Because I know for me, I didn't have a problem with it. I expected it. I think that it's only realistic that the person that was deeply involved, the person that was most affected, would have to talk about the battle. I mean, everyone has spoken, but him.
Let's be real. That was the propaganda behind iCEMAN.
Right.
That's what the whole album we've been expecting. Like, oh, he's going to talk about this.
Right.
He's going to challenge these things. He's going to not just like I said, not just one artist, because he hasn't just been that type of artist where if he has smoke with everybody, he's going to talk about everybody. He's going to talk about your boss. He's done it with Pusha T. He's gonna bring everybody into this conversation just to bring perspective into it.
Right.
So I never got that narrative. And plus he dropped 2 other dope albums. He dropped the R&B album and the Club Bounce album. Now I'm not saying that's for everybody, but if you wanted to hear something else, you go to those albums.
Right.
He's not mentioning them niggas on those albums. But like iCEMAN, that was the rap song. What do you expect the artist to do? Not speak about like that? I would say even the rap fans, they critique J. Cole on his album when he didn't really speak about anything. Like he brought a perspective of Biggie and Tupac. That wasn't original.
Right.
I thought it was a dope song, but it wasn't original. So like at the end of the day, like if your fans are invested, your supporters are invested, your haters are invested. They want to see what you have to say, and there's no way, oh, you're bringing this up, you're bringing that back. That's just hate. You don't love the music at this point, because if you could say you love the beef, you love the drama, and you saying you don't like this, when he's barring you up, he's giving you battle rap bars in these songs. I don't even know. I couldn't say anything else besides you may not love the what you say that you love. You may want to see the demise of the artist rather than enjoy the music.
I agree. I feel like it was only fair. I mean, for the person who was most affected. I mean, Drake. I mean, we really look at it. The most affected person out of that battle was Drake. I mean, it's only fair that the person that had the most to lose, the person that had the most effect out of that battle outside of Kendrick was Drake. So I mean, for people to say, "Oh, why are you talking about it? Why are you going back?" I mean, I think that's not realistic. I mean, anybody that's gone through something, I think it's only reasonable to think that they're going to talk about what they went through. I mean, I think that's rational. So yeah, I agree with you on that point. I feel like it was. Now let me ask you this: because we're going to get into the details of this album, but where would you rank?
Absolutely.
Where would you rank this? Not in Drake's discography, right? Because there's always a discussion on his discography. But how would you rank this amongst the solo projects amongst the big three. I mean, we had the fall off earlier this year. We had GNX about a year ago, maybe so, and you had this release. How would you rank this? And I know it's early, but how would you rank this amongst the three of them? Where would you rank this amongst the those projects? Would you say? I'm just off the rip. I'm just saying, where would you put it?
I'm laughing. I'm laughing because my first immediate answer, well, you just gotta look at the haters. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta look at what they're saying about this.
Right.
I'm talking about the major podcasters. Like I love Joe Budden's podcast. You know what I'm saying? The Joe Budden Network. But you see how quickly their opinions change about Drake's music.
Right.
I mean, even down to the song Janice, "Shut the Fuck Up."
Right.
You know, my bad, STFU.
Right.
But you look at their opinions on that. The first day they was crapping on it, and then you know the next time they on podcast like, oh man, this song grew on me. Yeah, because you should never critique a song that comes out a day after. You can't really critically
I agree.
assess that much music. I mean, especially if they're a musical podcast, I'm sure they listen to the other albums. So it's like you can't really assess a song or an album that sudden. You have to give it a week, you know, to allow songs to grow on you. I've listened to albums where there's a song that I hated in the first week, and then after like the 7 days, I'm like, dang, that's my favorite song on the album. You know,
I
the
agree.
hook is catchy. But yeah, I would say at first when I listened to Janice, I didn't really like the auto tunes built and sounding like that. But I love the lyricism and how he was coming at Jay-Z.
Right.
He, like I said, leaving no stone unturned. He was really writing. I feel like he was more in his pen, like more like I don't know if he was on his iPhone or not, but he was more in his like constructive content thought. And he really challenged it, even down to the direction of the video. The video was you know, I know we spoke about this earlier, but it was more of a subliminal with Beyonce, you know, with the muse,
right.
how she's on house arrest.
Right.
You know, she has all these fortunes, she has a car, she has a fame, but she's in a musical hub her whole life. She's isolated, she's drinking wine and all that stuff like that. So I mean, this it's just interesting to see like the art behind the words, and that's pretty much my opinion on it. I feel like the album, like I said, it was more critical. Like he was really speaking on his relationships and where he is mentally today, like as far as his independence. And I don't want to go for song because I know you're going to get into each of these songs, so we could just give our opinions.
Yeah, I think
like the album is classic.
Right.
Great body of work.
I think that what you said earlier about hip hop podcasts, hip hop media, it seems like it's just an urge for everyone to be first, and then when you have this urge to be first, because I have a problem with that as well. There was a lot of podcasts, and a lot of reviewers, you're so eager to get that review out or to get that first reaction. You're not really having any time to really digest the music. I mean, how many of those people really sit down? I mean, let's be honest, 40 songs, amongst 3 projects, you're not telling me that you digested everything within that first few days so quickly, just to quick out and get that review out. I mean, I think that it's hip-hop media is just really in a bad space because, when you had, reviewers back in the day, and it's just a knock to some of the media and reviewers and the journalists today, back in the day, like when people would review an album like The Source or Double XL, they would have that album a month in advance. So they'd have a whole month to digest that project before anybody had even heard it. So, and then by the time the review came out, that person, would either choose for themselves whether they liked it or not, or whether they agreed with the review or not. But today, as soon as a project comes out, people are so fast to get that review out, and it's not even initially how they really feel about the project. So I do think that's a problem as well. Now let's get into this. Let's get into the songs on this album. Go track for track on here. Hey, hold on 1 second. Hey, what's up? All right.
Hello?
So yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the tracks real quick. So the title track, "Make Them Cry," first song on the album.
Amazing.
Amazing,
Hey,
right? Absolutely amazing. I mean, at this point, and I
you
heard some.
heard the transition that I brought up, right?
Yeah, when it goes into the sample song "Cry," right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
I think that was an excellent choice. Um, and I'm not gonna lie, this track it gave me take care. It gave me take care vibes. Just the level of introspection. Just the inflection of his voice. Everything in this track just reminded me, in my opinion, it reminded me of old school Drake. It reminded me just that intimacy. Pause, but that just that level of introspection. And how open he was on that track. So I really enjoyed the production to everything that he was saying. I thought it was just an excellent choice for an intro track. Now, would you agree on that? Hello, can you hear me?
Absolutely, absolutely. I
Yeah,
had to
man.
put my dog up. Away.
Nah, man.
But yeah, nah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, even down to the production, because we're still processing this album.
Right, right.
Like, we just speaking on the production alone. Like, this is one of his best intros.
That's
I,
a
I
fact.
would say. I mean, I know I'm rating it like sudden, but like, this remind me of a Tuscan Leather where the beat just shifts and
Mm,
change in the song.
right,
Like, this was a great intro to start off the album at a high.
right, right, right. That's a fact. I mean, I and personally, I think it's a top 5 intro. I'd put it up there with a Tuscan Leather and I like Virginia Beach is definitely top 5 for me. Virginia Beach, Champagne Poetry. I got it in the top 5. I think it's a top 5 Drake intro for me, definitely. And I appreciate like to come in with that level of introspection and to come in like that, and then for him to go directly into Dust, which is like a more amped up track. I thought that was great. I thought that the way he was flowing into that, this with the because it was such a pickup. Because it's like, yo, this intro track, I'm really getting into, what's going on, how my life has been, and what I've been going through, what I've been dealt, the cards I've been dealt with, and Dust was such a pickup. Blow the dust off your track, I feel like, in my opinion, that blow the dust off your tracks it's an amalgam of people that this track is really aimed at, in my opinion. It's a lot of niggas that
Absolutely.
need to blow the dust off they plaques. A lot of niggas that need to blow the dust because you got niggas, they ain't had a hit since 2008.
Hey, just get on
New
it, man. You talking about
York.
Jay-Z, man.
Yeah, listen, niggas ain't had a hit since 2008. I'm in New York. Come on, niggas got to blow the dust off their 2008 Empire State of the Mind plaques. Blow the dust off your Blueprint 2 plaques. Blow the dust off your Volume 1 plaque. Blow the dust off of them joints. And I feel like, this in my opinion, this album is it's so punk rock. It's such a sharp rebuke, a sharp rebuke of the industry. And all the industry, higher ups, handlers, people that work for the industry, people that are puppeteering the industry. It's a sharp rebuke of the industry, in my opinion, right? And he's talking about, people
Nah,
just
I would have to agree.
right.
I would have to agree.
Yeah.
I mean, even if we just look at the whole circumstance
Mhm.
of what this artist been through, it is also, I mean, even down to the cover art, it's also in reference to what Michael went through.
Right, right, right.
You know, Michael, he fought with the labels. He had his independence. He owned more than the labels at one point, as far as like catalog. I think he was probably the first artist, I would say,
Right,
to
right.
be investing in catalogs and taking catalogs before other labels got their hands on them. And I
Right.
mean, ultimately, that's what destroyed him. So that's why, like, when some people look at the references of Michael, like, oh, it's more than just a musical level.
Right. Right.
It's the level of independence and business behind it.
Right. Right.
So I think a lot of people, when you listen to the music, you might have to reevaluate the way that you see everything that's done behind the music,
Uh-huh.
and it places it in a greater perspective.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And then we go into Whisper My Name. And I love the transition of the tone of, it's more of a laid back tone, but he's really kicking it. He's really kicking some raps on here. And he's really talking his talk. And I thought that was a great track. And then we got to get into the hit. Let's get into the hit. Janice STFU. Now, see, a lot of people had to warm up to that track. The first time I heard it, I loved it. I love the hook. I love the beat. I love the shots. Oh my goodness, I love the shots. So
we might have to get into the lyrics.
Yeah, we have to get into the lyrics.
With this song,
should I pull up the lyrics?
I mean, like,
should I put the lyrics on
the? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I
think it's only fair. Let's put up some of the lyrics from Janice STFU. Let me go to Rap Genius on here. Listen, going at Hove. Well, I don't even like calling him Hove. Going at Sean Carter, Jay-Z. Listen, I think I love this. I love that he's going at Jay-Z.
Has several names.
Well, listen, listen, Jigga Man, whatever you want to call him. The nigga that backdoored Dame Dash, the nigga that backdoored Colin Kaepernick.
S. Carter.
Whatever name he's going by these days. Yeah. Listen, I love the bars he gave Hove. That bar. You boys got, first of all, let me just go through that bar. Hold on. You boys got big off my name. That's big enough. Now, we already know who that's in lieu to. Everybody that's been dissing. And we have to come to a conclusion that, Drake is the biggest artist. And a lot of these artists that have dissed him, clapped at him, I mean, let's be honest, they've used his name for some level of promotion. I mean, no matter where you stand on the Kendrick Lamar beef of 2024, or where you stand with how you feel about Drake, we have to come to a realization that Drake was used for promotion, right? People want to make it seem that, it's really about some type of, systematic, Kendrick hates Drake, or Kendrick hates everything he stands for. The reality of the situation was that this battle was used for promotion. Kendrick had a down year in his career, respectfully. He had a down year in terms of selling music, not in terms of touring, but in terms of selling music. He had a down year, and this was used as a promotion to help his career level up. It was great promotion. It was great for, respectively, his career. And not only his career, for others.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say he just had a down year. He took a hiatus to make people miss him.
Right.
I'm talking about even like the platforms, the people that, you should have done an interview with me. All the people that he didn't do interviews with him, they all had an opinion. They felt like they had a necessary critique to say he was a sickness.
Correct.
Try to make up different narratives.
Right.
And just to see them eat their words, I think that was surgical.
Right.
Because look at a lot of these people, Ebro.
Right.
I can see how
Joe Budden
had his tensions with him. The dude, Elliot Wilson, who had heart surgery and stuff like that. I mean,
Rick
like,
Ross.
It's like, yo,
Future.
Yeah, Rick Ross, but he
DJ Khaled.
Doubled down. Nah, but then, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They turn exactly. I mean, we've seen that all in 4K. You've seen it in 4K because they had videos talking about this person. I mean, Rick Ross, he doubled back though. He did say, "Oh, I don't want to see You Lose, but then he came back later. I mean, he did the verses and then he left Drake's hook out, which all the girls were singing to in the crowd. I didn't think that made him look any good.
Right,
But
right.
you know,
Yeah, so
and the funny part about that in that verses, I mean, all their hit songs were with Drake.
yeah,
You know, I'm not
exactly.
saying this to look like I'm just over. I look at the whole perspective of it as artists. Like, you
Right,
know, if we talk about music, he had one of the longest runs in music,
right,
if not the longest run. I'm not even gonna say. I'm talking about successful run. You
right,
know,
right,
we can bring up the Jay-Z and stuff like that, but that goes into our conversation earlier. It was he the the top guy.
right.
I mean, impact he may look uh like the top guy, but as far as being the hottest artist, every year there was always someone else, you know.
Mm,
Ja Rule, DMX, Nelly,
right,
Lil Wayne, Kanye West,
right,
T.I., and Drake, you know.
right.
It's I mean,
I'm just saying because I do want to be a little bit non-biased here, but we just have to come to a realization that everybody that was had something to do with this had something to do with using Drake for promotion. Whether you were DJ Khaled on tour and telling everybody on social media, I got two Drake songs, or you're Rick Ross and you're not selling records like you used to, and you're using Drake to promote your next, whatever you got going on, whether it's Bel Air, whether it's a project, or whether you're Future and you're not working with Drake and you maybe not on good terms with Drake, so you say, you know what, F Drake, I'm gonna just do 2 albums dissing him. So all of these entities, and whether you're a podcaster using Drake, and every time you talk about Drake, you're paywalling the episode like a Joe Button, or whether you're Ebro and you lost your job at Hot 97, and now you're talking about Drake to get some views on whatever new YouTube show you're doing. So everybody has been using this man for clicks and promotion. So it's about time that he gets to say, listen, y'all have gotten big enough. You know?
yeah. I mean that goes in, that ties into what I was saying.
Right.
Like I think he allowed people to eat. Like he was like, you know what? Let me take these 2 years back because there was no way I could win. Like I'm going on a uphill battle
Right.
against the majors, Rock Nation, and all that stuff like that with media influence and stuff, and it just wouldn't have been, I think, accepted as much as it is now. People wouldn't have wanted to listen because they, like it's like the a lie travels faster than the truth.
We got one commenter. He says, none of the disses landed. Cole is the only person he has a legitimate gripe with. I disagree. I think all of these disses.
Wait,
Yeah, that's what someone said. Salute to Michael Brown. He just in here. He commented.
I must be an Eminem fan.
Yeah,
He ain't no real hip hop fan.
we do got a couple Eminem fans in here, but I think all of the disses landed. I think because there are some. See, the thing about people when it comes to Drake, I think their hate for Drake blinds them. There are some legitimate questions. We're going to get into some of the other tracks, but the 100 million streams that disappeared, that's a legitimate question. People using Drake for promotion, that's a legitimate gripe. His issues with Cole, that was a legitimate gripe. DJ Khaled running around telling people he has 2 songs by Drake, but you were quiet during the beef. These are legitimate gripes. All of these are legitimate gripes and disses. Jay-Z, backdooring. People have talked about how Jay-Z has been, behind the scenes, pulling strings. These are all legitimate gripes and disses. So, that's just my perspective. So I think all of these things landed. So, but let's go to this bar right after. We already know how you.
I mean, you didn't even mention.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Nah, I said you didn't even mention Kendrick Lamar. I mean, he was one of the first major artists. I'm not talking about Kendrick. I'm talking about Drake. He was the first major artist to really co-sign him and bring him on tour with him. You know, him and Rocky.
Exactly.
So
that's legitimate.
It just doesn't make sense. Like now, I get the lyrical feud that they had back and forth. That's the competitive nature of rap.
Right.
But I just don't get the how someone can say they hate someone. You know what I'm saying? How could you hate someone that has given you those those praises early in the game. You
Right.
know,
No,
it just doesn't make sense to me. We don't know how far, like I said, talent, there's a lot of people with talent and skill in music, and
right.
they don't make it because they don't have the relationships that some of these artists had where he reached out his hand.
Right. And then you have the second bar. We know how you OGs are rocking already. The jig is up, which is a double entendre saying the jig is up on how you OGs are rocking, and a play on Jay-Z's name. Now listen, throughout this album, you got a lot of
Yeah.
Jay-Z disses, and I think that they are all well warranted. All well warranted. Listen, Jay-Z, people don't want to talk about it, but Jay-Z has been behind the scenes pulling strings. People have talked about this for a long time, but see, the thing is, people in hip hop media, they're so afraid to talk about it. When you hear Nicki Minaj talks about, and listen, I know Nicki Minaj is too fried short of a Happy Meal, but the reality is she is a part of the industry, and she's been a part of the industry for a long time. And when she speaks of how Jay-Z's behind the scenes doing things, manipulating things, these are real things, and she's not the only one. You have people like 50 Cent who talks about, yeah, Jay-Z, he's sneaky. He's behind the scenes. He's pulling strings. He's doing things to try to manipulate this, manipulate that. So I just think that Drake is at a point where
Yeah,
he's
we have transactions like where we've
right.
seen him do sneaky things. You
Absolutely.
know, the
Absolutely.
whole dynasty, the downfall. He was having meetings with the record labels behind Damon Dash back, which is a business partner of his. They had meetings with Def Jam together
Right.
every single time, except that one incident where he decided to go without him,
Right.
and he sent his homie Memphis Bleak to let him know, hey, Jay is over here. I think everything is calculated. He's a
Right.
chess player.
And
And
I don't
Damon Dash, he knew that he would come in there, scare everybody in the office, threaten them and stuff like that. And those
right.
people, you know what they left out of that room thinking?
What did
Oh
they?
yeah, we can't work with this guy. We have to move forward with Jay-Z because this guy, he's crazy. He's irrational.
Right. Yeah, I don't think Dame is crazy. I don't think
Yeah.
Dame is out of his rocker. I think that he's dealt with this person for a long time, and he's seen some manipulative things. He's seen, so he's I don't think he's crazy when he tells people this thing. See, the thing is, a lot of people in hip hop media, they don't want to touch it. But I think that Dame is speaking from firsthand experience from Jay-Z and how he's been, he's done things back. And that's not to say that Dame isn't someone who has done things himself and who has hurt himself in ways. But I don't think Dame is crazy to talk about how manipulative and how the things Jay-Z has done. He's done some things behind the doors. He's done some things that would have been shady. I mean, I think telling black people that I think we're done with kneeling. Who is Jay-Z to tell
Yeah,
anyone?
that was
Yeah,
crazy.
who's Jay-Z to tell black people that we're done with kneeling? Who is he? Is he any type of leader? Has he ever been on the front lines for any type of black plight? So I mean, I just think that people just want to kind of gloss over Jay-Z and the things that he does.
Yeah,
I don't think that's fair.
that was a very sly way of downplaying, you know,
Right.
or discrediting whatever move, well, not whatever movement, but the movement that Kaepernick uh brought attention to the country,
Right.
it was really much bigger. And I mean, for you to just try to downplay that, oh, like, we're done kneeling, but it's not like it was just about kneeling. It was about something much bigger. And
Absolutely.
he took a sacrifice out of his career for, for the community and for the veterans and stuff like that. It was much more larger than that. And
Right.
it's always a face that will be like a like a candidate in front of the community that claims to speak for the people,
Right.
but then you see through their business endeavors or through their actions that they don't really mean any goodwill. They're looking out for
Right.
self
And that's why
at the end of the
and that's
day.
another reason why I love
They're not with
this.
title.
And that's another reason why I love this track so much, because it's so anti-establishment. It's so um unconformist, because you have so many people that think, oh, Jay-Z, he's just this shining star in hip hop, and he's such a someone to look up to aspire to. But in reality, this person, you know, he's not the most nicest person. He's not the most greatest rapper, in my opinion. I think he's a bit overrated. He does some things behind the closed doors. I mean, we seen you with Diddy rubbing shoulders. You was his best friend, but as soon as he, you know, went through some hard times, you act like you don't know the nigga. I mean, it's just like, you know, we have to just be honest. Like we have to be honest that, you know, and I'm not saying we all know Jay-Z's not perfect. I'm not saying we expect him to be perfect, but you know, there's a lot of people that just don't want to criticize him in any way, shape, or form. I mean, if we can criticize Drake, which we do all the time, I think that we can give Jay-Z some criticism, some Kendrick some criticism. I think it's fair trade. If it applies to one, it should apply to all. Let's give them all some criticism, right? Now I like and this line, the next line, speaks to that. They say the truth will set you free. Well, mine is gonna stream while you watch in HD. Because at the end of the day, you know, a lot of people have been putting their false perceptions on Drake. Drake is a culture vulture. Drake's not black. Drake's this. Drake's that. Certified PDF. Well, you're gonna get my truth here and now. You're gonna hear my truth. This is his dissertation to that. And we have to get to the line that is chapping a lot of white people's behinds, a lot of liberal whites. Let's say that. Because I seen Fantano have a meltdown because of that line. Let me get to that line about the white guilt. Okay.
Yeah. I just like to mention something right quick because I see there's somebody, Michael Brown, in here saying that I'm definitely a Jaguar Ray fan.
He's having
I didn't
meltdown.
mention anything, any conspiracies. There was no conspiracy that I mentioned. I mentioned the receipts from what we seen. We seen Jay. Let's say we seen Jay propose title to artists, right? I think that's the first thing that started their beef. That's a fact. He wanted Drake to sign a title just like Rihanna, Taylor Swift, and all those other artists that followed along the Kool-Aid that Jay is given. You know, and I'm not gonna say Jay not a swaggy nigga, he a swaggy nigga. But he was going off the merit of, oh, this is for the people, this is for the culture, you know, and I let's work together to make something big happen for us. And then once the title, I guess, reached a certain level of success or decline, he sold it to a white company. That's a fact. So when we look back at Drake going to Apple, he made the best decision for himself. I think he looks at Drake as a competitor.
Absolutely.
In the music sphere, in the business sphere.
And people have to realize that the greatest power is influence over money, over, you know, respect. The greatest power is influence, and you can't tell me that Drake doesn't have influence. So if Drake can influence people to say, you know what, we're not rocking with Tidal, we're gonna go over to Apple Music and we're gonna bring the exclusives over here. You don't think Jay-Z was affected by that? You don't think Jay-Z felt the way that, hey, he got every big artist. Think about it: Rihanna, Kanye, J. Cole, Beyonce, all signing up for Tidal. And you got the biggest rapper who says, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good off that." You don't think that chapped his ass in a bit? Just keeping it real.
Yeah.
So there's
ever since then it was war.
Yeah, there's been
it was war after that. Because look at what's going on now. He has no reason to go this hard on this artist. Literally, I'm talking about from the supporters of Drake and stuff like that. He has, like, academics. He has people watching them outside of their houses and stuff like that through private companies. So I'm not gonna, or dispositions and stuff like that. These are not conspiracies. These are real. Like I said, I like Jay-Z too, but at the end of the day, I'm not biased. I give an objective opinion on things. Like I could give an objective opinion on Drake, but right now we talking about the album and we talking about what he's bringing to most people's attention. Now maybe you don't want to hear it because you may be a biased fan.
Now I do want to.
You should start off with that.
I do want to get to this lyric, because we got. I want to get to this lyric in the other song. Now, there's this lyric here that has been chapping a lot of white liberals' ass. White kids listen to you. He's talking about Kendrick here. White kids listen to you because they feel some kind of guilt and that's how your soul gets fulfilled. Handing out turkeys on camera inside of your hood. Then you go back to the hills. How many houses did you build? How many souls did you heal off the back of your deal? Now, this line has been chapping a lot of white liberals' ass, and I just want to speak to it. The reality of this line is this.
You should put the dude's face up there when he heard that verse.
Anthony Fantano. Yeah, he was looking. He was looking crazy.
He was in his feelings.
Yeah,
that was meant for you and your community. I'm gonna just be honest, because they don't relate to this the same way. They don't. I'm not saying that it's not white fans that love hip hop and understand.
Put this fruit
but
pop.
I'm talking about those ones that are overcritical, and those are the ones that security theorists. They believe narratives without any real merit to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the fruit pop on the Summer Jam screen. Hold on. I'm gonna put this fruit pop on this frappe. We're gonna put this zesty fruit pop, this passion fruit pop on the screen real quick. Now, let's speak to it, right? I think, in my opinion, because now it's all about perception, and remember, music is subjective, and it's incumbent of the listener to gather what they're listening to and what the message is here, right? Because a lot of people like to listen to lyrics, and they like to tell you what they think or what they assert, but you're not the writer of the lyric. It's incumbent of the listener. What did you grab from it? Whether you grab something positive or whether you grab something negative. In my opinion, when I listen to that lyric, it speaks to the white liberals and the white people that love hip hop, that have this false perception that they know blackness. You have people that listen to Kendrick and they think that they understand blackness. They think that all black people are just like, have this victim mentality, and they've been whipped on their ass, and they feel that they understand it. But in reality, you have no close ties to blackness. And it's really just them having no understanding of blackness, and them thinking that hip hop is blackness, when in reality, hip hop is more of a complex, vast thing of blackness. There's more to blackness than hip hop music and loud basses and people rapping. There's more to blackness than that. And you have a fan base like Kendrick's, who wants to call a biracial man a culture vulture. To me, that's nonsense. That's crazy. That speaks of just, they have no knowledge of anything. And then you have a whole white base of white fan base of Kendrick's, who's jumping up and down, screaming the N-word at the top of their mouths, but they're telling Drake he can't say the N-word. To me, that's insanity.
The roof.
That's insanity.
Yeah.
So it's speaking to, people are only listening to you because they think that they have this understanding, this false perception of blackness. And I believe that, Anthony Fantano is one of these people. He thinks that just because he listens to some hip hop music, some Wu-Tang and some 90s hip hop, that he has some understanding of blackness or what black people have gone through. You don't. You got this zesty haircut. You got the zesty glasses on. You're a fruit pop.
Yeah, photo with Drake Bell.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just like, bro, I think that's why it chapped his ass so much. Because he thinks that he has some type of authority. And I would like to blame hip hop media. It's hip hop media's fault for even giving this man a voice, for thinking that this man's opinion on hip hop is important. He's a music reviewer. He's reviewing Drake one night, and he's reviewing the Arctic Monkeys the next. He's reviewing Little Durk one night, and the next he's talking about Queens of the Stone Age. He's not a part of hip hop media. His opinion should not matter. If you want to say his opinions on music, music is vast. Absolutely. But in terms of what goes on in hip hop, in terms of the culture, in terms of the battles, in terms of the taste level of hip hop, he should not have a voice. It's just my opinion.
Absolutely. It's not relatable for him. And
it's not relatable.
I know some people will probably argue, oh, it's not a black and white thing. But
Right.
some people just really don't understand the music or receive it.
Absolutely.
I feel like a lot of white listeners, and there's black listeners that's like this too. They can't give a critical point about the music because they attach it to the character of the person, like
right,
or what they believe the character of the person is. So
right,
they lead their opinion with emotion
right.
rather than, oh, this is a dope song because this song subject matter was about this.
Absolutely.
And
I agree.
and yeah,
Yeah, I agree. If you
yeah.
hear, if you, and I've seen him do this in the past with Kanye. I've seen him do this just because he doesn't like somebody's character. He doesn't like one line. I've seen 2 videos where he likes 2 songs. He's liking 2 songs, and then he hears one lyric of a song, and then now the whole thing is trash to him. Like, who does that? And then when you look at the reviews he's done in the past, albums that we deem as classic, the genre, not him, but the genre. And we have to remember the genre and the culture have deemed these albums classic, and you come and say, oh, it's just a 6. It's just a 2. Who are you? Who are you to deem that these albums that have been culture, like Nas, Illmatic, Mobb Deep, Infamous, Wu-Tang, Thursday. These are albums that we in this culture have deemed as classic. Who are you as an outsider, a person who, and let's put that photo of him with the mohawk on. Let's put that on here. Fantana with the mohawk.
Is that even real hair?
Oh, on his thing, it do kind of look like a perm, right? I can't find that picture.
It looked like a toupee. It looked like a toupee on this.
Yeah, it looked kind of crazy. Fantano with mohawk. He grew up as a punk rock kid. He didn't grow up as a hip hop person. And in my opinion, I believe if you're gonna talk about hip hop music, here you go. You're not gonna tell me that this person should have a voice. You're telling me in hip hop media that this person should have a voice in hip hop media. This is the person that you think should have a voice? A person that didn't grow up in the culture. I believe if you're going to speak about hip hop music, if you're going to review hip hop music, if you're going to be within this culture, I believe you should have a level of taste level. I don't think that you could, grow up your whole life as a punk rocker and listen to whatever you listen to, the Ramones, Sex Pistols, whatever he looked like a Minor Threat fan. I don't believe that you could come within this culture within the next 5-10 years.
This dude look crazy.
Yeah, so I'm saying, and now you're supposed to be a tastemaker within hip hop. You're supposed to tell people what great hip hop music is. Who are you to determine that? What gives you the right? I just don't feel like. Listen, I have no problem with him being a music reviewer. I have no problem with him speaking on music, but to be a tastemaker in hip hop, he's not that. He's not that. So that's just my opinion on because he seemed the most affected by this bar because it felt like it burnt his soul up because it felt like he was speaking directly.
Yeah, I mean, you
him.
provided perspective. He's a great example to what that lyric represented.
Right.
I think that was a shot at him too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he looks like a Kendrick fan.
Yeah,
he's the quintessential Kendrick fan.
Those little collectives, they have the same opinion and they follow these critics.
Right.
Like, honestly, it's crazy.
Right.
They really believe certain narratives that's placed out there without any real, like I said, any true merit to it. Like,
right. And that was the bar that. So we gotta get to the rest of this album. So that was Janice. That was like the bars that were really blowing up on the timeline. And of course, Janice is a hit record. It's a hit record. It's everywhere. It's extremely catchy. The hook is extremely catchy. I love the bars. I love the verses on. I love that he's throwing shots at who needs to catch them. So I think it's an incredible track. I think it's Song of the Summer right now. Song of the Summer for me right now. Song of the Summer is Janice and Road Trips. Those are the 2 songs of the summer for me personally. Now I want to get to Ran to Atlanta. Now, how did you feel about Ran to Atlanta? Let me just give you my perspective real quick. I like the track. I like Molly Santana on there. I think that Future, he did a great job on that track. I like Drake on that. I don't like Drake's last verse on there, but I do enjoy the track. However, I'm not gonna lie. I did have a problem with Drake even going back into getting this man Future. And as of recently, I've seen Future let me see if I can pull it up. Future's going online and he's talking about, oh, we're gonna have a jet to Toronto, and he's posting all of these things, and I'm just like, I mean, I'm like, is he like trying
he's moving like a bad bitch. Like,
yeah, exactly.
He's happy that he's back with Drake.
Yeah, trip to Toronto. Yeah, like, and I have an issue with this.
I didn't like that. I ain't gonna lie, because I'm a Future supporter.
Right.
I just didn't like that. It looked too like hyper.
Right.
But then again, these are brothers, right? They're brothers, but we also gotta wonder what made them get back together.
Right.
That's what I really want to know. You know, because I understand the concept of the song. I don't know whether Drake was doing this for business to show like, yo, this is my power, my influence. I can get on a song with a nigga that we may not be in full agreement terms, but I still run this. Like, anybody will hop on a song with me.
Right.
You know, so I don't know if it was made based off of like, oh, I rock with him again, or I could just get any of these niggas that's talking trash about me back on a song with me if I wanted to, because they know that I really run this.
But
you know what I'm saying?
My issue with this is, I feel like he's doing this and he's like putting these things out with the photo and trip to Toronto. I think he's trying to
and showing the Chanel bags. I was like, what's going on?
I think he
did. Birdie.
I think he did. Hear me out though. Is more photos here? Oh, okay. Oh, here we go.
You're going to see the Chanel bags.
Oh yeah, I see the Chanel. Okay. Yeah. See, yeah, I think that this is very cloudish, because in my opinion, I feel like he's doing this because in the beginning, it was reported that Ran to Atlanta was going to be the #1 record. So and that was the narrative going around. Ran to Atlanta will be the #1 record. But then Janice started going crazy. Everybody started picking up Janice. And now, as a Drake fan, I want Janice to be #1. I don't want Ran to Atlanta to be #1. I don't want this nigga to think that he got back to #1 because of Future. Give Janice #1. That's a fact. You stay over there. You be #2, #3. I don't want him to get that #1 with Drake. You need to, because like, come on, bro. You only doing this, and because I don't forgive Future for what he did. I mean, let's be honest. If you're gonna be mad at
we need more answers.
Right.
I would say,
if you're gonna be mad at Khaled,
if
you're gonna be mad at Khaled, which we're gonna get to. If you're gonna get you're gonna get mad at Cole, if you're gonna get mad at all these other entities and all these other individuals, I mean, who's the person who started all of it? Who's the one who put out two albums dissing you? And okay, maybe he didn't say the most meanest things about you. Maybe he wasn't like a Rick Ross.
But he got together with all his ops.
Exactly.
So, you know.
So
ASAP Rocky was on the second album.
Exactly. So I mean, a lot of people aren't criticizing Drake for that, but me personally, I did have an issue with him being on this album. You know, the song is cool. I like the song. I enjoyed the song. It's not the best Drake and Future song, but it's not the worst. But I could have.
It's a dope song.
Yeah, I could have gone without it though. I could have gone without it. I think that maybe he should have, you know, and I'm not gonna lie. I think I did see the list of people who, nobody on this album is from UMG. They're on UMG, so I think that may have something to do with it. I think if Future was on UMG, he probably wouldn't have been on this project. But yeah, I don't really appreciate it. I think that, you know, Future's, if there's one person you should be mad at, it's probably him, outside of anyone, right? That's a fact. In terms of, but you like the track though, right?
I like the track. You know, I feel like I can see this playing in the summer and stuff like that.
Right.
You know, certain events and stuff like that. Okay. You know, and like I said, I like seeing them back together because I know they only brought us dope music.
Right.
They brought us good songs, but we need answers though. We do, because see, here's the thing. Like, we know Drake for, like, Ran to Atlanta is much more than just him and Future.
Right.
It's him actually showing the fruits of helping other artists.
Right.
Collaborating with other artists that you like, and, you know, composing songs. This dude, he can hop on almost any beat. He got hop on with someone of a different flow and still make a hit record.
Right.
You can't knock a person and say, oh, they're stealing from the culture. What's the fruits of the other artists or his peers doing the same thing?
Right.
There's not that many, and this shows, like, he introduced us throughout his albums to several artists like The Weeknd, Jhené Aiko, Georgia Smith, Naomi Sharon. Like, he's Party Next Door. He's introduced us to a bunch of versatile different artists for the past 15 to 20 years.
I agree.
So, like, we gotta put things into perspective. Yeah, you can hate this person or not like this person or whatever, but at least be critical. Like, at least like look back at it and be like, I could give him credit for this.
Right.
Like, I get, some people choose who they don't like, and that's understandable. But people like to go back to DMX and saying how he hated Drake. You know what? He turned back and changed his opinions about Drake later on. When we have rappers like Jada Kidd saying that, or Kanye West saying that, yo, Drake is the best rapper right now. You can't say, like, that this is just all fluff. Like, nah, this is real. These are real rappers saying that he's the best artist right now.
Right. So then we get into Shebang. I love Shebang. I see that it's been going viral. I love the flow on it. I seen some little meat muncher, and they exposed him, and you see these people, and it's just like, it's really ridiculous. Let me see if I can find that guy. If I can log in. I'm not logged in. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I'm not. I don't know the thing right here. Yeah, but it was some weirdo, and he's going crazy off of the Kendrick song. Hey, that's my chick. Hey, that's my chick. And he's
you talking about the music reviewer?
Yeah.
And then he got on Drake on the opening songs. He was like,
yeah. And then when
where does it
Shebang
go
played,
in my head?
Yeah.
He's trying to make fun of his lyrics.
Yeah, and it's just like, bro, like, it's just like people like they're getting exposed. It's a lot of just, and it's really people just doing it for content. You're hating just for content. You're not hating because you don't like the song.
Yo, and a lot of people, honestly, let's even get into Drake's music, right? He's referenced a lot of rappers throughout his career where it will make a music, somebody that actually pays attention to music, go back.
Right.
And look at that artist.
That's a fact.
He's one of those artists that has done that on several instances, whether it's R&B or hip hop. So when people talk this culture talk, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just going with narratives, and you don't even listen to the music. If you listen to the music, you wouldn't have these points that people are telling you to have.
That's a fact.
Because it sounds so recycled. Like, it sounds recycled. Oh, he's not a part of culture. He knows music more than the average individual. Well, way more than the average individual, but more than most of these musicians.
Right.
They can't even look back and talk about some of these artists the way he talk about them.
That's a fact. That's a 1000%. So yeah, I appreciated this track. I love the flow on it. I love the beat. Manish on the beat. Shebang. I thought that was a great song. And then we get into Make Them Pay. Now, Make Them Pay.
Oh, you rushed past that too fast.
What, Shebang? You want to get back to Shebang? Now, go back.
I'm just saying we can even get into the visuals. That whole explosion.
Oh yeah, that was beautiful.
The explosion. It was actually a globe that represented Universal.
See, I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that. So that was a globe.
You gotta freeze it fast, but it was a globe and it exploded. So you know what I'm saying? It goes into the fact that Yep. And then, all of my ops, they dead. Like, a lot of people that, was on the side of, like, the other people that was opposing. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I like Kendrick. I like Pusha T too. You know what I'm saying? But if we looking at the level of success in music, as far as it falls far in comparison to Drake.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It falls far in comparison to anything that he's doing.
Right.
So, as far as that year, it may have been a successful time, but 2 years now later, we look at, or even in 2025, who is the highest stream artist?
Right.
Who's the highest stream artist right now?
Drake.
Ops is not, they're not surpassing him. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to just get into numbers talk. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're right. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, it's a globe.
This is hip hop.
So this is supposed to represent UMG because yeah, UMG is like a globe. Let me see if I can put that UMG insignia on there. UMG logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a globe. Yeah.
The trademark logo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a doing away.
Yeah,
So
a lot of the visuals, there was a lot of subliminals and a lot of his visuals
right
that fall in comparison to paint the picture, you know.
Right.
A lot of messaging in some of these visuals, you know. If you like I said, if you like music,
the little birdie visual.
Look at
the little birdie visual.
That's my favorite song. I ain't gonna lie.
The little
Kodak
birdie
would
visual.
be good on the remix.
Yeah, everybody keeps saying
but
that.
We're gonna get into that.
Everybody keeps saying that.
Because knowing that him and Kodak have albums worth of music together that has not been released, I know, and plus the producer of the song, it says 954 in the beginning.
Right.
It's a Miami producer. So it will only make sense that they probably have worked on that song together, or they probably have unfinished worked on that song. So hopefully, you know, Kodak fix his situation and he just drop a remix to that, because
that would be fire.
That song would be tough with him.
That would be fire. I would love to hear that. I mean, that would be dope. Now let's get into Make Them Pay. Which was a lot of
one of the best songs on that. Yeah, that's going number one.
That was. I mean, from the sample, from the way
there's a
he
lot
flowed.
to unpack.
Yeah, hold on. We got to pull that up. Make Them Pay. Lyrics.
Yeah, the lyrics. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to unpack. Make Them Pay.
I mean, we could freestyle it if you're not gonna pick up the lyrics.
No.
We already know.
Yeah, we're gonna go through. We're gonna go through.
You gonna go break it down.
Yeah, it's only like a few things. It's only like a few things that I want to get to in terms of this. Of course, let's get to the Kendrick thing. Then we get to the DJ Khaled thing, and then we got to. So yeah, those are the three things I want to get to. Let me find the first bar I want to get to. Yeah, of course, he talked about Cherokee D. That was actually funny too when he talked Cherokee D and Sky Black.
Hey, Michael Brown, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that when we get up to the song. I see y'all guys in the comments. We're gonna get into every song. We doing this surgically. We following the format so y'all can understand this album, because maybe y'all not listening. Maybe y'all a little deaf. It is. No, I'm playing.
Nah, he is.
But let's just stay chronologically. We're gonna get to this.
Okay.
Hey, what's good, Sinclair?
Oh, Sinclair's in the building. What's up, Sinclair? Good to see you, Sinclair. What's up? Let's get to the Kendrick bar first. The Kendrick bar is what it fascinates me as well. Well, actually, let's start with J. Cole, because I think that bar goes into the next one. Give me 1 second. My screen kind of froze over here. All right.
Yeah, your audio was going in and out.
Can you hear me now?
For a second.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you better now.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So he talks about J. Cole. He says, "My niggas run as soon as they check into prison. You niggas run and talk to Hov for a second opinion. Me, I stood 10 T's and accepted the mission, because I'd rather death than submission. How can you press the ignition and let some memories of the past affect your decision? I love you because of the history, but if we being real, I can never forgive you, and you never call me back, but destiny's written." Now, I love this bar right here, because I do feel like J. Cole is very, what's the word? Passive, right? He was passive with Cameron. Cameron was on him about the feature or the interview. Passive. Yeah. And I could see him being in this thing, and I do feel like I think that there was some influence from Jay-Z and Kendrick. I feel like he called Jay-Z, they had their talk or whatever, and I do think that there was a conversation between him and Kendrick ultimately probably told him to say, you know what, yo, I don't really got no issue with you, bro. It's really Drake. That's the guy I got an issue with. That's the guy. And you kind of left Drake on an island because when J. Cole, because what people don't understand is this: when J. Cole decided to put his hat into the ring and diss Kendrick rather, Drake had to respond. There was no other, like, yeah, all right, you put your diss out and you rebutted it and you took it out. Now everybody's looking at Drake because there's nobody else left. There's only Kendrick and Drake left. So you kind of put Drake on an island where he had to respond. If J. Cole would have said, you know what, and that's what I don't respect the most about J. Cole. It's not the fact that you apologize. It's not the fact that you took the song down off of streaming services. It's the fact that you recorded the track, uploaded the track, and then you took it down. What was if you felt like this in your heart of hearts, why even upload the track to begin with? That's my thing. It's like, why upload the track to begin with? Why even do that just to take it back? That's the issue, because if he never would have put that track out, I think that Drake probably would have said, you know what, maybe I'll just wait. Maybe I'll wait until my album cycle. Maybe I'll wait until I feel like responding. As soon as J. Cole responded, it put Drake on the timeline because there's only 2 individuals left at that point. So I felt like he kind of did leave Drake on the island, and then and like he pretty much says it. You kind of left me out there, and you never called me back. You could at least called me and told me what it was. You kind of just said, you know what, I'm not gonna call this nigga back. But let me know how you feel about that line.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we just looking at it right from the whole thing, because some people would think, oh, he's being emotional. No, he's being transparent about the situation, because we want to know what happened, right?
Right.
We know that J. Cole, Drake, and Kendrick was supposed to be on the song.
Right.
It did not happen. Kendrick said no.
Right.
I think Drake held back on the lyrics on that song, First Person Shooter, to make J. Cole look good. Because if we see the writing in this album, come on, let's not lie. Like, he's in his lyrical bag.
Right.
We haven't seen it in a while, except for when, like when Joe Budden challenged him after for all the dogs, and he dropped that little Scary Hours. He dropped a little 6 or 4-pack, and he was talking about everything. He mentioned Kanye. He didn't mention him by name, but he mentioned everything. Whether his quarrels with other people. But I'm saying, as far as that song, they were supposed to do a song that it was like an olive branch.
Right.
And Kendrick was just like, nah, I'm not messing with this dude. Even though, like, I'm like, what did Drake do so bad for this dude? He extended out his hand to co-sign you in the beginning of your career. It can't be anything worse,
Right.
And I think, honestly, that would have been good for hip-hop at that time, because I think we would have got some of the best of Drake. We would have got some of the best of Kendrick. But no, we got it the way we got it, which was still hip-hop at the end of the day.
Right.
But J. Cole, I think he's a coward. Any real hip hop fan or lover saw what J. Cole did. We're not talking about, they both supposed to go against Kendrick Lamar. No, Kendrick Lamar shot at both of them in that song. He shot at both of them. If we listen back to that song, we're gonna hear how he said, F the big 3 is just big me. He's saying that I don't look at y'all on the same level.
Right.
And then J. Cole got in his feelings. I'm not gonna say he got in his feelings, but he saw that as lyrical competition, because J. Cole been saying he's the best.
Right.
He's been saying he's the best for the longest. But now we figured out that he's just a wrestler. This is all performance.
Exactly.
Because when it came for the fire in the kitchen, he couldn't control the heat. He knew that, I'm not really that dude.
Right.
He said it in an interview. He said it in Cameron interview. I know better artists than me. The Roots nigga.
Black Thought is better than me.
Yeah. I'm like, who's saying that, right? Like, first of all, Black Thought is a great artist, right?
Absolutely.
But we talking about who's the top artist right now lyrically. We looked at those 3 as the top artists at the time. So for you to just be like, you bring in different like conversation about all rappers and stuff like that. Now we talking about y'all niggas right now. Why are you bringing Black Thought into this? Like, what are you talking about? And it just shows like the passive nature of who he is. That's who you are. But we don't want to hear nothing about you talking about you the best anymore.
That's a dub.
It's over. You removing your diss to Kendrick, it was a coward move, because why, if you knew internally where this was going to go, why even put it out there?
That's a fact.
Why place it out there just to, take it back? That's like slapping somebody and saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, don't hit me."
Right.
Like that's what it came off as. At the end of the day, Kendrick shot at both of y'all, and Drake, the singing nigga, he decided to respond.
Right.
And I gotta respect that at the end of the day. Whether we look at Kendrick as a dope lyricist or not, I still respect Drake for what he do, because he's written for other artists out there. No,
Right.
regardless of what we say as far as ghostwriters, if we look at the credits of all these niggas' music, we see that they all have writers. They all have writers. At the end of the day. But when we have rappers like Kanye West, who we know who have writers, say that Drake is one of the best writers I worked with, because he could put my thoughts together and write something dope. We have to respect that, because he worked with some of the best writers. He worked with Mace. He worked with Pusha T and all that stuff like that, and Consequence. So we can't say that Drake don't write music. Like, no. I'm not gonna just listen to that. Yeah, he has writers because he sings too.
Right.
You would need an R&B nigga to write some of those hooks with you.
Right.
That's just being the real. That's just the real of it.
That's a fact. Yeah, I think that this nigga Cole, let me put this nigga up on the screen. Hold on. This nigga, I just feel like he wants to be looked at as like a Andre 3K type of nigga. I think that he wants people to look at him like that. I don't think he wants people to look at him.
And it's not even close with that.
Yeah, but see, the problem with that is that J. Cole, like,
I don't even think Andre would have folded.
Yeah, that's a fact. But the thing about J. Cole is you spent a year telling us that, yo, I'm the best rapper, and I got these bars, and you were telling people in first person shooter, you felt like Muhammad Ali, you felt like you was the best, you felt like you was the best, and then when it comes when fire meets the road, it's like you just back down. So yeah, it's just like, I have to agree with Couture here. I feel like he's a coward as well, because it's just like, bro, like nobody expected Cole to say like some of the meaner things that Kendrick and Drake said. Nobody expected that. But they expected you to at least compete. If you got washed or whatever, people we all would just respect it. You got washed, you lost, and whatever. I still think he would have sold 280 first week with the fall off, right? I still think so. That's why I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's just like
which is decent for Cole.
Yeah, he's always been a bronze nigga. Let's be real. He's always been a third place. He's been satisfied with the bronze. He's a bronze nigga. He don't want the gold medal. He always been satisfied with the bronze. Remember, he's the only one that's ever been jacking the big three. Nobody's been jacking it. Kendrick ain't been jacking no big three. Drake ain't jacking no big three. Because these niggas is fighting for that number one spot. He's the only one happy with that bronze, shining it every morning. He's shining it up. He putting, elbow grease on the bronze medal. Just happy to be there.
Listen, after that apology, man, we replacing him with Future, man.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I don't think I never
because he's not competing anymore. He's not competing. He's saying, once he said in the interview, listen, I look at all these artists, even 21 Savage, he said like, "Oh, I don't care about rap." Like I'm not listening to you the same anymore.
Yeah.
Once you say like, "Yo, I don't care for this" or whatever, like the sport of this,
right?
It's like, why would we hold you up near and dear? And I'm not saying like he's not a dope. He's one of the best lyricists.
That's a fact.
But he's not the animal that we know.
Right.
That we see in the competitive side of hip hop.
That's a fact. And I think that
he's been out the loop for so long. I'm gonna just be honest.
Right.
The Fall Off sound like a Fall Off album. It do. He talked about, oh, I'm not inspired and stuff like that. Yeah, we got that. We got that from this.
Right.
Now the Snowstorm mixtape that he dropped was fire.
That was cool. It was cool. But I mean, it was but to me, some of the lines don't land. Some of the lines don't land. Like when you say, because on the Desert Storm.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It feels.
It sounds like you saying you the top nigga when you really not.
Yeah, it feels different.
You gave up that spot when you got slapped in the face. by Puffy.
Right.
And I'll play, but by Kendrick lyrically. And then you said like he dropped his disc, which I thought was dope, and then he deleted it and then went on stage. And I think he cried to Drake about it. And that's when Drake was like, hey man, go with your heart.
Right.
And he went out there and apologized, and Drake never, you know, he didn't even return back to the tour with him again. He was just like, yo, just handle your business.
And let's get to the next bar. F a big three anyway. There was too many chefs in the kitchen. It was a mess to begin with. And now they got a new GOAT. And we gotta test the position. See, now when everybody was saying, oh, Drake is waving the white flag, he's still on timing with it. See, yes, Kendrick won the battle, but did he win the war? Now we got to get into the war portion. He's still at it with this dude. He's still saying, yo, like, I'm still vying for that #1 position. Like, I'm not taking a break. I'm not on a hiatus. I'm coming right back at it. That #1 position is mine. Yeah, he had a hot year. He did the Super Bowl. We back on it. Remember, it's a marathon. It's not a race. I'm back on it. And that's why I respect Drake, because Drake is not, he's not complacent with #2. He's not complacent with #3. J. Cole was complacent with #3. That's why you got to respect Kendrick and you got to respect Drake, because they not comfortable with being 2. They're not comfortable with being 3. They want that #1 spot. That's what real MCs are. But J. Cole's not that. J. Cole wants to sit on, you know, the grass fields, and you know,
he want to sit on the bench like how he's sitting on the bench in China.
Yeah, you know,
that's what he want to do.
Yeah, you know, he
want
to play a little
pickup,
play a little pickup basketball with Jet Li. That's what he wants to do. And listen, I'm not knocking him for that, but I mean, come on, bro. I mean, I thought you was trying to be the best. I thought you were trying to be the best rapper, but it is what it is. Now, I love this next line. Damn, who was this guy for real? I guess a magician. 100 million streams vanished. No one's got questions for niggas. Now, that's a fact right there. Why nobody's got questions for Kendrick Lamar? I have to agree with that line. Why don't we look more into that? Because we look into everything else. We look into if Drake was a PDF. We look into J. Cole's life and what he got going. We look into everybody's life and what they got going on. Why are we not asking questions about those 100 million streams? That's very peculiar. For you to have the biggest hip hop diss record, for you to have, you know, do the Super Bowl, and you got 200 million streams that just vanished off of the face of the earth. Nobody knows what happened. Nobody knows where they came from. If you were botting, if you weren't botting, nobody's asking any questions. That's a problem. That's a problem, in my opinion. So I think he's asking questions that the hip hop public ain't gonna ask. They're not gonna ask these questions. They're not gonna even, because they feel that, oh, the battle, oh, Drake, you lost, get over it. Drake, you lost, get over it. Just get over it. You lost. And see, that's what the Charlemagne's and the other guy, that's in the Ebros, you lost, get over it.
Yeah, that's just a narrative to downplay the music.
Right.
You know, that's a narrative to downplay the music. Like, what do you think he's an artist?
Right.
You know, like these, at the end of the day, these guys, listen, they're not gangsters, they're not thugs. They may feel like they're mob bosses or whatever like that because of the money that they have and the influence that they have. Right. I mean, that's what's going to come with money. Your influence, people would do a lot of things for you, right. Or you have protection from certain people and stuff like that. Right. But he's an artist. You're transparent. You're going to write about what you're feeling. That's what the supporters want to hear.
Right. Absolutely.
So I just don't understand that psychology of like, oh, why is he talking about this?
Right.
Well, you never listened anyway, right?
Exactly.
So why do you have a critical opinion about it if you know that you're going to hate on it anyway without even bringing up what was mentioned?
I mean, I think a lot of haters have had that stance. Yeah, I think a lot of haters have had that stance from the beginning. I mean, even with Heart 6, I felt like that record didn't get the type of recognition it deserved because you had so much hate bias and you had a clear, you know,
people being overly political.
Yeah, overly political.
People being overly political.
Yeah, it was just like,
I'm like, when did we start doing that in music? Like,
yeah,
you're not going to address these bars. You're just going to be overly political. Like, oh, why is he talking about his uncle like that? I'm like,
absolutely.
Bro, right? We dissing. He call him a pedo. He can't. It's like, what?
Absolutely.
Couldn't win.
Then he says, I was Aiden Ross for streams before Aiden Ross had ever streamed, which I love that bar. And Khaled, exactly, that's a bar right there. And Khaled, you know what I mean. The beef was fully live, and you went halal and got on your deen, and your people still waiting for a free Palestine, but apparently everything isn't black, white, and red and green. Damn, that was a bar right there. And of course, we've seen the videos of maybe I should play some of them. We've seen the videos of people running down on DJ Khaled for a free Palestine, and he doesn't want to say that. Remember, this is his people. You know, I think that you deserve to at least say a free Palestine. Hold on, free Palestine. Why?
Yeah, man.
Why?
You know,
you
know, I think some people glossed over the fact that he mentioned Ross after. I mean, that he mentioned Khaled when he was talking about Ross in the beginning. Like, you know, he was aiding Ross with streams. Now, when you think about it,
free Palestine.
Like, he was really helping Ross a lot in his career. Stay Scheming. Like, a lot of the biggest songs that Ross had, you know, I'm on one. And Khaled, you know, he's helped these guys' careers a lot.
I'm playing the video. I'm playing the video. Hold on. I'm playing the video. Hold on.
When will y'all leave DJ Khaled about this free?
Hold on.
KHALED. Yo, free Palestine. Say it one more time. Free Palestine. He should love everybody.
Yeah, he won't even say free Palestine. He won't even like. I mean, I think you should at least. I mean, if these is your people, this is where you come from. I think you should at least be saying it. And what I don't appreciate about DJ Khaled, more than anything is is just him being such a D rider. I like what Drake like. You ever saw that video? I like what Drake likes. Crazy. It's just like, bro, like you did all of this, and you won't even come out and support Drake when he going through a battle.
I like what Drake like.
I think really
like
Drake probably
what Drake like. He believe in us. God did.
The whole time, but
they don't want us to live. Stay alive. I like what Drake like. I like.
Hold on, y'all.
And a lot of people in the industry do that.
Right.
The convenience.
Yeah, I don't appreciate.
You gonna play a video?
Yeah. Let me.
I like what Drake like. I like what Drake like. He believe in us. God did. They don't.
It's just ridiculous to me that, you know, you're derided this much, but you won't even, you know, come out during the beef and say a word. You won't even say, hey, you know, listen, I know everybody's having fun, the music is great, but listen, you know, Drake, he's a good dude. He ain't, you know, the things that people are saying and the hate campaign that people are on, he's one of the greatest, man. You could have came out and said that.
Like, if I stick my neck out for you, right, I hop on songs for you to help your album sales, your streaming, and all that stuff like that. It's like when people are putting the narrative that, oh, these people are helping you, you're not culture, you would expect the people that I reached a hand out to say something, which there was a few people that did, and then there was a lot of people that didn't. And now, I mean, you see where they are now. They're not making music with him anymore because it's like your silence is loud. It's, you know, and of course, I know they don't really believe that, oh, he was stealing anything, but I think they probably look at Drake as competition. They're like, oh, I see this gravy train or this bandwagon train seeing the demise of him. I think it might work. I could just replace him, take his spot next. So I'm gonna just stall out. And I'm like, I think that's kind of corny.
Right. And I also think the thing about Khaled, what I don't respect, if he were to get a Kendrick Lamar feature, he'll take it in a heartbeat. He would take it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's an opportunist, and like I said, that goes back to what I was saying, because I could have finished. I would just rather you play the video just to show you how, so everybody can see how Khaled acts.
Right.
He's an opportunist. He just wants to make money. And listen, cool, but where's your morality?
Right.
And I think that's why Drake is going hard at him. Because like, yo, I do all these things for you. You was quiet while all these narratives, all these people that you work with, because he worked with Rock Nation too, right? he was quiet, and like I said, the silence, it seems like you agree. You know, it seems like you're in that place where you want to see my demise. So don't say, "Oh, I have a Drake feature and stuff like that," as the smoke settles and stuff like that. Nah, hold on that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Your morality is in question right now, because at the end of the day, you over here thinking about money. What about policy? He mentioned it himself. Like, why are you not speaking on these social things, and you worried about what you could benefit off of me while you was quiet, while everybody was trying to bury me?
Right. Yeah, he's just a self promoter. It's all about him and his weak album. And I feel like a lot of artists should just like kind of back up off him. Like, bro, like why are you giving your heat? Why are you giving heat to this dude? At a certain point, you got to ask yourself, why am I giving why are you giving heat to this dude? Like, think about a guy like Bryson Tiller, who had that record with Rihanna. You don't think that would have did wonders for his career? But instead, it ends up on a DJ Khaled album. You don't think Bryson Tiller would have wanted that Rihanna collab for himself for his career?
Listen, that was another alley-oop Drake gave to him, because Party Next Door wrote that song. Him and Party Next Door wrote that. Wild Thoughts.
Yeah, Wild Thoughts.
That was another alley-oop he gave.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
you got to
saying.
look at it at how far he's taking Khaled in his career. You know.
Yeah, and
this dude's, I think his morality is in question.
And it gets to a point where it's just like how much. I mean, Drake has given him a lot of heat. I mean, it's like, and I feel like the Drake hate it's a network. It's because I feel, this is how I feel. I think that DJ Khaled, right? He wanted Drake to sign off on those records, right? And Drake was like, nah, I'm cool on that. And then you see when he did the whole trailer and all of that stuff like that. That was weird. And then I also think Rick Ross had some records that he wanted him to sign off on. Because remember, Rick Ross and Meek Mills, they did an album together, and they was trying to get a feature with Drake. So I think there was a few of these niggas that wanted records for Drake to sign off on, and he was like, nah, I'm cool on y'all. I'm cool on y'all. Or they felt like he was like kind of shading them off. And that's why DJ Khaled was quiet. That's why Rick Ross was like, yo, F this nigga. I'm gonna start dissing him too. That's what I think. I think it was a network.
Yeah.
And of course Jay-Z, he's Rock. DJ Khaled is Rock Nation. He probably feels the way, yo, that little light skinned nigga ain't give you that record yet. Light skinned nigga ain't give you no record yet. I mean, it's a network.
And don't get me wrong, Khaled has been a cheerleader for Drake the longest, but
right.
Yeah, like your silence was like the culture should have spoke up when
right.
those narratives were drawn. But the reason why certain people in the culture didn't speak up, because of their business relationships.
Right.
Like I said, he's affiliated with this party who's been a part of the narrative of the trying to destroy this artist. So
right.
It seems like, all right, you were an accomplice with them at this point.
Right.
So I can see why he fired off at him. I'm gonna just be honest. A lot of people may not see it further than that, because they like, what did Khaled say? He didn't say nothing.
Right.
That's the problem. He didn't say nothing. I gave you all these jams. I gave you all these smashes.
Right.
And you couldn't at least go out there before you started to promote your album and stuff like that. While I'm getting buried, or people trying to bury me, you could at least said like, yo, Drake is the culture.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And then promoted your album later.
Right.
But nah, you want yeah, that's corny. I can see right through that too.
Salute to I Am Him. He says, yeah, Khaled definitely be getting smashes that honestly don't need him. He's like a curator that gets to yell on track. That's a fact. He's just sitting there yelling on tracks. A lot of these tracks, like I said, like a guy like a Bryson Tiller, he could have used that track with Rihanna. That could have done wonders for his career. A lot of artists have given DJ Khaled great songs, and it's just like, yeah, maybe a guy like a Drake doesn't need them, but there's other people that could use those records, and it's ending up on his record where he's just self-promoting. So like I think a lot of artists need to back away from Khaled. Like, back away from Khaled. Like, stop giving him music. Stop giving him songs, bro. Like, you saw how that record he just put out with Future and Lil Baby, that record flopped. So it's just like I think artists need to back away from him, bro. Like you've given him enough heat, you're giving him enough songs. Like go somewhere, bro. Go get a feature from Jay-Z. Go get maybe Jay-Z and Beyonce will give you a feature. Maybe you do a collab album with them where you can yell all over it. But every other artist, they need to just back away from him, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people like are going with things to replace this artist that's been giving us music for so long, right? And you really got to think about it. Who's replacing this artist?
Right.
Who's replacing this artist? Do we have to wait 5 years to get music or a mediocre album? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who wants to count on that? And I'm not saying that there's not going to be no young artists to do that. Of course, there's always going to be someone that has their time, but we haven't seen much of it yet. A lot of these new artists are regressing,
right,
as far as quality of music. So it just, I think that people got to look at it from that perspective. Like, okay, if this artist is making good music and it's working for him, why are we trying to shame this artist if they've been successful at doing it?
Right. And then we get into Burning Brit. Now, how'd you like Burning Brit? At first, I didn't like it.
Oh, I love that song.
At first, I didn't like it.
That's a club banger. That's a club banger.
Where's she at?
Where's she at?
Yo, baby mama. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it now.
Everybody been using the terminology for that. Like, you can use it for any, almost any scenario, and I think it's been hitting Rocky. That's my boy that I rock with Rocky.
Right.
But I think you seen him recently when he was outside.
Kind of stressed, yeah.
That's been that because him and Rihanna been having a little arguments, which everybody do.
Right.
I'm gonna just say that for the record.
It's
like
normal.
We seen them argue. Yeah, every couple argues. That's a part of life. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you love somebody. You know, they're the only ones that's gonna affect you emotionally. But I think that was a blow. That was definitely a hit to the gut. Him saying that because. Where was she when he dropped the album? She commented. I saw she made a few comments.
She posted. When he went number one, she posted it. When he went number one, she posted it.
She commented. She commented or reposted something. She never officially posted on her page or anything. Maybe that's after the album though. I'm talking about like where was the post for the album to promote it?
Right. Now you see.
You know what I'm saying? Because what if it flopped? What if it flopped? She wouldn't have posted anything.
You see how she posted about the tour though, right? She
posted. Oh yeah. I
mean, yeah. She posted about the tour.
They probably had that. Well, I don't even think he had a conversation. Rocky probably just been a little sad about that because it's like,
where's she at? Where's she at?
Where was she?
Your baby mama, she ain't post. Do you think that was Kodak influence as well? Because it kind of got that bop.
No,
you don't think so?
I didn't get that.
Okay.
I didn't get that from that. Nah.
Got you. Yeah, but I love that.
I think he was making it. I think he was making the song. And stuff like that. And a part of his team was in the studio with him. And he probably said it. But,
right.
They probably did the peekaboo face, like, where's she at? And that just became, playing the song over and over. And it was like, dang, I don't even have to add too much to this. This is good enough.
Right.
Even though he did rap more on the song, I'm just saying.
Right.
Like,
yeah, Yam says that the video was diabolical. It was.
Yeah, I think they did that live. I think that was live. That segment of the stream, that was live.
Yeah, I think that was live as well.
I think they did that in real time. They enjoyed that song. I was like, oh yeah, you got to do this live.
Yeah, you kind of breaking up. Yeah, a little bit. You kind of breaking up just a little bit.
You hear me?
I can hear you, but you sound like muffled. And get off the Puerto Rican Boost Mobile.
Definitely not on the Boost Mobile.
Nah, yeah, you sound kind of muffled now. What happened?
I think it's loud.
Let me see. Is it me? Let me see what's going on.
Hello? Yeah.
I hear you, but you muffled. You're like really muffled. We G Block. Keep speaking. What'd you say?
You hear me better?
Yeah, I hear you better now. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you sound good. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah, Burning Bridges. That's a heat rock right there. National Treasures. How do you feel about National Treasures? I love that beat, and I love how he killed that first verse, man. I don't like the second part of this song, but I love that first portion of the song, man. I love like the stuff that he was saying about, we threw him away. I mean, this track has been out for a while, so like we kind of lived with it for a while.
That's what I'm saying. The track been out for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. That's he. Once again, his pen, like he didn't disappoint this whole album. He was really, just going in, like he was just letting off on every song.
Right.
But National Treasure, like I heard the song several times, so it's not something that I think it's something I go back to when I fully listen to the album, because I think it's beautifully curated,
right,
sonically, for you to accept each song transitioning.
Right.
But when I get into the songs that I just go back to, it's like, Make Them Pay, Plot Twist, Little Birdie. That's like my favorite song.
Right.
I'm just talking about like sound wise, Little Birdie, that even the pitch and all that stuff like that, it sounds very Miami influence.
Right.
But and there's other songs, of course, Make Them Remember. We get into those songs.
Yeah, we get into them.
So
I love National Treasures. I mean, the first time I heard it, I loved that Kawhi line, and how we threw him
when he was jabbing at DeRozan.
Yeah. We threw him away. G-Pop send us a real one from Day, and after that we was throwing parades. Like, come on, come on. Like he was killing that. He was killing that. I the only thing I don't like about National Treasure is the beat switch when it did that little. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Oh, I actually like that. I like that transition.
You like it?
We already heard National Treasure. Yeah, we already heard National Treasure. We needed that beat flip.
Right. Yeah, but I do like the song though. Now let's get the B's on the table, because I think he talked about.
Yes.
Yeah, he kind of like. He definitely put some things on the table. Let me pull some of this B's on the table. B's on the table. Because I feel like he wanted to, get some misnomers off the table here. And this goes to Michael Brown, because I think Michael Brown, he's been saying this. Let me see if I can find the line. Because I think this line speaks directly to Michael Brown. This is the ending of it. Yeah, but I love this track though. This is because he says, "I'm fighting the man, not suing the rapper. Your boys not listening." What is playing on? What is playing? What is that playing?
Yeah, I mean, that goes into what I was like.
Give me 1 second.
Nordstrom Rack. Great brands, great prices.
Yes. People keep on thinking this is about Kendrick. He's suing Kendrick, and he's not suing the label.
Yeah, I love that line. Well, I'm.
You hear me?
Nah, you're kind of muffled. You went muffled again. You're kind of muffled.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. You're going in and out.
Yeah, I'm right next to the mic. You don't hear me? Hello?
No, I can hear you now, but it was going in and out.
Yeah, you sound clear.
It's the Discord.
Yeah, you sound clear now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love that line where he says,
that goes into what.
Right. Go ahead.
Yeah. My bad.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. What you about to say? Hello?
No, I was just saying, like, people probably don't understand what the B's on the table is really about.
Right.
And it's really about him leaving his deal.
Exactly.
Like we read about it earlier, how he has by equity firm, they're giving him $2 billion after his release, of course, for the properties of his previous albums. Right. And I'm just thinking, like, and of course over time he would get that intellectual that property back, his projects back.
Right.
But it's also, what artists have you ever heard of having a deal like that, like leaving the label and receiving $2 billion? That's insane.
I think
he would be probably the first artist that's ever gotten a deal like that.
He would have to be definitely the first artist I've ever heard of getting a deal like that. I mean, I don't think
just getting billions of dollars solely off of music, leaving the label.
I don't think a lot of rap, like hip hop artists. I don't think a lot of hip hop artists.
Not his real estate. Nothing.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of hip hop artists have been privy to deals like that. I don't think I can't think of a hip hop artist that have been privy to deals like that. And I think that's what he's speaking on here. He's speaking about, like, you guys are so focused or placated on this battle or this, that, third. Like, dog, I'm dealing with B's on the table. Like, I'm trying to get my contract situation. I'm trying to level up. I'm trying to get these B's, and y'all kind of like, oh, Kendrick Lamar in the battle, and like, dog, like, I'm not even on that. Like, this lawsuit ain't about Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is just a vehicle on which the label's used. This is about my contract. This is about, like, I'm trying to get these B's. I'm trying to level up this contract, and my label, they trying to lowball me. They trying to, give me, peanuts, and I'm trying to level up. And it's just like, if they're not going to give me what I want, then I'm out. And I think that this is what this song is about. And like I said, it speaks to what Michael Brown, because Michael Brown, I seen him in there. He's talking about lawsuit this and lawsuit that. Bro, this is not about a lawsuit. This is about a man who has a contract that he's trying to get out of because they're trying to lowball. Because at the end of a recording contract, they try to get you into another contract. They want you to sign another contract before your last one expired. So at the end of this deal, think about it. He's been in contract negotiations since the end of For the Dogs. Since the end of For the Dogs, he's been in contract negotiations. So this whole time he's been, talking to his label, and then the whole battle happened. And then during the conversations of after that battle, they're trying to lowball him. So he's saying, like, no, I'm not going to take this peanuts offer. If y'all not going to give me what I want, then I'm out. So, I mean, he's trying to let you guys understand, people like Michael Brown in there, that they need to understand, like, like, I'm trying to level up. I'm not taking the peanuts from the label. I'm trying to get these B's. I'm trying to get these billions, and I'm not suing a rapper. I'm not suing Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is just a Negro from Compton, right? I'm beefing with the man. I'm beefing with the people that own the label. I'm beefing with the higher ups. I'm beefing with the corporate execs. I'm not beefing with this little Negro from Compton. It's deeper than that. It's realer than that. So I think that he would just put
talking about some squabble up.
Yeah, he talking about squabble up. Man, I'm trying to get these B's. Squabble up.
Little Yoda nigga. Nigga be sounding like yodeling half of the time on the music.
Yeah, man. And so B's on the Table. I love that track. Now,
I respect the Kendrick, though.
How did you? Yeah, I mean, we both do. I mean, it's just jokes, man. It's not that. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Yeah. Salute to. I see Traveling Beard is in the building. Salute
to Yoda.
Traveling Beard is in here. Hold on. Let me put him in here. Hold on. I just seen him.
That's
in
Prince.
There. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. But yeah. He says
he gave it 5 mics.
Yeah, classic 5 mics. The stress. I think he meant streets. The streets needed this. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a 5 mic classic as well. I think it's an incredible body of work, incredible album. So I agree with you, Traveling Beard. I definitely agree with that assessment.
I mean, the streets definitely needed this. Like, listen, like, when you have somebody like a Charleston White say, "Yo, would I rather listen to Drake in the car,
right,
or would I rather listen to Kendrick Lamar?" He was like, "All I hear is Drake outside. Like, right. I'm not playing Kendrick Lamar in my car." Like,
that's a fact. That's a fact.
We ain't getting nothing. Yo, listen, I had homies hit me up since this album dropped,
right,
and be like, "Yo, Shorty's hitting them up saying that, yo, this album had me thinking about you." Like, you can't fake that.
That's real right there. That's real. That's real genuineness. That's people that's really vibe. Like, I'm talking about people that have a spiritual connection to the music. Like, that's deeper than a nigga talking about squabble up, squabble up, squabble up, and just, like, pandering and dropping a decent record here and there with the Luthers and all of that. Like, these are people that really vibe with the music and that feel like, yo, man, like, I gotta hit up my ex to this. Like this, I'm vibing on I'm on a whole nother frequency where I feel like I gotta hit up my ex. I gotta hit up somebody that I haven't talked to in a while. Like that's different. That's different. That's a whole nother energy that Drake has tapped into, and that he owns that. So I just feel like, I've never thought that, those two were on the same level. I've always felt like Drake was always a better talent and a better rapper. I believe both of them are talented. I believe both of them are great. They're just different. Both of them are different at what they do and what they bring to the table, in my opinion. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. So, how did you feel about what did I miss being on? I didn't think that this song was going to end up on the album, but it did end up on the album. How do you feel ultimately about what did I miss being on the album?
Yeah, I like I said, I think, well, we were speaking about this earlier,
right?
But I feel like, I think that's like a motivational song, like people work out to and stuff like that. So I think it was something that would be commercially accepted, and something that will probably generate more streams, because people, when it first came out, that song was fire. But yeah, that was like one of the main songs that he had, that and National Treasure.
Right.
But National Treasure just wasn't on streaming platforms. What I Missed was on streaming platforms. So we heard that till it was tired out.
Right. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it being on the track list as well. I think that it flows into the album great. Like you said, it is a inspirational type of song. It gets you motivated. It feels good, to listen to it. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at any of the tracks that he previewed ending up on any of these projects. I think it was great. And when I listened to the album, I didn't skip it. I was like, I like it in context of the album. I like the placement where it ended up at. Number 12. Let's get into Plot Twist. How do you feel about Plot Twist?
Oh, I told you when I heard that song, because I don't know if you received it like that at first, but I've been waiting for that song.
Right.
And a lot of things that he was mentioning in that song, people were like, yo, why is he still mentioning that? Yo, that song came out. I mean, he finished that song. He previewed that song while he was in the battle with Kendrick. He previewed it. When Plot Twist came out and all that, it was all in the same year. But he didn't drop it because he had other obligations, like developing, I guess, the litigation that came on later. But also, people brush over this. He got there was a shooting at his house.
Right.
Where he was at the front door with security, and security got shot in the chest. And I don't even know if that dude is alive or not, but that actually happened. So any normal person would take a break from the situation, especially a situation where you have all these odds against you, where people are going to, the bots on every platform, the streaming bots, the commercialization, you going against your label and all that stuff like that. And you knowing where it's coming from, mainly your label. So it's just like, you just gotta you gotta focus at the head. You gotta focus. Let me take the head off of whoever's controlling this operation, because it's not really just Kendrick Lamar, like, by himself. No, he has other entities involved in this. We talking about media, like we talking about the narrative with the media and what's the propaganda that's being pushed. So it's much more than just the music on that half.
Right.
And like I said, like, if we looking at the optics, like him suing, of course it looked crazy at first, like it looked crazy, but when you do a deep dive into it and you figure out who he's suing and why, it has merit to it. When you do the research, it do.
Right.
I think this whole situation changed the billboards. What's going on with the billboards? The billboards have a new system because they've literally legitimately started seeing that there was bots behind some of these streams in the music industry.
Right.
And that changed everything. So we can't just look at it like without being critical. This whole beef that they had changed a lot of things for several artists. There's going to be a lot of artists vanishing, like musicians. Like, they're going to start disappearing.
That's a
because of the fake streams that these labels are paying for.
Right.
Even Young Thug admitted that he paid for
Yeah, he
Gunna's
did.
first
Yeah.
album to go #1.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love Plot Twist as well. I don't remember when he debuted it. I don't remember that. But when I love this track. I love the way he was flowing on this track. I love the beat. He twisting up shit, so I'm twisting it back. To me, it feels like he's talking about like Cali and like niggas throwing up gang signs at him and stuff like that. I love the way he was rapping on here. He killed this track. That's definitely it's turned because at first I always liked the track, but it's definitely turned into like my top 5, one of my top 5 best on this album.
Yeah, Plot Twist is definitely one of those.
Definitely, and it's like one of the most hard hitting ones as well. Because a lot of stuff on here is like very introspective, but he made sure to hit you with some hard hitting joints as well. So, and I love that I love the fact that he did that. Let's get into Too Hard for the Radio, which I've been waiting to get into this one.
That's your favorite song, yeah.
Favorite song. Too Hard for the Radio. Yo, how'd you like this joint? Too Hard for the Radio.
Well, you like originally I didn't like the song because I'm like, yo, what is he doing like with this Cali stuff? You don't have to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just saying because it's not where you come from and stuff, and they're going to crap on it once it drops. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do that.
Right.
And honestly, it's a song that's grown on me. I like the first half. I didn't like the second half. It seemed like he was trolling, and I felt like he should have used his flow from the motto, like, because it was kind of like that type of pace. I felt like it would have just worked out on that. But
right.
I mean, he was addressing some real things on that song.
Yes.
You would like to get into it?
Yes. Let's get into that. Let's get into that because let's get into some of these bars, man. He really, because the first verse is really like a homage to Mac Dre. Because if you don't know, Mac Dre made the song "Too Hard for the Radio," so it's really just a homage to Mac Dre. But in that second verse, I like when he gets into the second verse, because I feel like he's really clapping at niggas. Boy, you know the motto. Gotta push it to the max. Back when they was asking about when Davidson was at, now everybody got a blue 30 on their back. Mustard heard about us, gotta catch up to the slaps. You ain't had one since me and YG rapped. Facts. 100 million for the tracks. Rack City, bitch. We remember that. Damn, you should try to get back to that. This new-ish, you could have kept it on the laugh. Fact. So he's pretty much clapping at Mustard. And like I said, everybody's been using Drake for promotion. Mustard, he's on the concert stage and he plays a little bit of Take Care, then he goes into Not Like Us, something like that. Like, it's like, bro, like, why are you doing, like, you got enough hits, you got enough songs, why you feel like you gotta go and troll him, and you're just a producer, you're not a rapper, you're just a producer. So, everybody's been using him for promotion, so I felt like he had to slap him back. You ain't had a hit since Rack City. Like, come on, like, Kendrick put a little bit of energy back into your career, because before that, you was a dead fish in water. We was rack. You had. Oh, is that me? Who was that? Is that you? Oh, somebody entered the chat. Oh, somebody had entered the chat. What happened? Yeah, Couture, you hear me?
I don't know. They was eavesdropping.
Oh, they was eavesdropping. Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, man, we ain't running for nobody. Whoever
eavesdropping, even though they go watch live.
Whoever that was, like, come on in the Discord. I got the Discord. Yeah, I got the Discord link in the chat. I want people to join the convo. You ain't gotta be shy. Come on. I want people to be a part of the conversation. It's a group conversation. I want people to be a part of it. So if you want to come into the Discord, you come on in. I saw you were in there, but I didn't get a chance to see who it was. But back to what I was saying. I felt like he had some honest gripes with Mustard, because Mustard has been trolling him, and I felt like it was very reasonable for him to clap at him for saying that. And then you got the Jay-Z bars. Where's it at? Okay, all right. He says, y'all was really island hopping back then. Now your names got redacted. Now a nigga got a fact check. I'm on the West like a Pac-10. I'm effing power couples up. Now this is in lieu of Jay-Z, right? Because Jay-Z, he got his name in the Epstein files with Pusha T. And I love this bar because Jay-Z, he loves to play coy. He loves to play like I had nothing to do with anything and I'm not against Drake and yada yada yada. But I mean, you've had a hand in every Drake beef, if we're being honest. When it came to Meek, you didn't want to be on the One Dance remix because you didn't want to get involved in the Drake Meek beef. When it came to Pusha T, you allowed him and you okayed him to be on the Story of OJ beat. You okayed that. You didn't have a problem with that. And then when it comes to the Kendrick Lamar beef, here you are putting him on the Super Bowl stage. So you've had a part in every Drake beef, but you want to act like it's, I don't have nothing to do with that, and no, my hands are clean. No, nigga, we see you. We see you. You're not gonna play coy and act like no, you had nothing to do with it. No, nigga, you had something to do with it. So I love the fact, I love the bars he gave Jay-Z. Put that camel in a pack. Love it. Jay-Z deserved it. He deserved it. He says I'm effing power couples up. Now, when we go into this, Jay-Z's name emerged in the newly unsealed Jeffrey Epstein documents via the unverified 2019 FBI hotline, not through Epstein's personal flight logs or contact books. The anonymous tip claimed that in 1996, a woman woke up in a room with Harvey Weinstein and Jay-Z. Why isn't
talk on the street?
Why isn't hip hop media talking about this? You have people that are trying to disseminate, people that are trying to, it's just a witch hunt. Jay-Z was a hotline, yada yada, trying to divert. But why didn't we fact check with Drake? We didn't fact. That's why I love that line when Drake.
That's what I was just about to
say. Exactly, because he says, y'all was really island hopping back then. Now your names got redacted. Now a nigga got a fact check because you didn't fact check with me. When y'all put my name in the PDF raps and certified pedophile, certified this, blah 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 blah. Nobody checked. Nobody did a fact check for that. Nobody said, nah, that's not right, and Kendrick is wrong about that, and that's not absolutely correct. Nobody cared to check. But with Jay-Z, we got a fact check now. Now we got to look into this. We got to call up the hotline and find out if Jay-Z had anything. It's ridiculous. So
and also that shows the integrity of the media.
Right.
They rather protect their relationship with him, that party, and and it shows how much influence as well, because those same media platforms, they try to twist the narrative. The same media platforms did the same thing to him. I mean, they didn't do the same thing, that they crucified Drake. Right. Those same ones. But before he even dropped this song, the files came out and stuff like that. None of them talked or said anything about it.
Right. But they didn't want to touch it. They didn't touch it with a
there was no files. There was no cases on this guy. But they wanted to speak about it for engagement. I'm just saying, like, we doing our job. Well, why can't you do your job with this person?
That's a fact.
Keep it on an even playing field. If it's entertainment, if this is media, you should speak on the subject.
Right. I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree with that. And then you have Make Them Remember. That's the joint where he's giving Joe Button bars, talking about his bubble shaped tings. Killed that, right?
he gave Dr. Dre that smoke too.
Yeah, should I pull up them lyrics?
Yeah, I mean, you can if you want to. I'm just saying my favorite was the beginning. Squares drawing the line, but we at the root of it now.
Right.
It feels like I gotta lie to even tie. So I don't know if these are wins or losses based on what's suitable now. He was really people think, it was a double entendre, but he was talking about a suit also. Like,
Right. Yeah, he was killing
wins are not ties, square pockets,
Right.
You know, when's a you're like based off of what's suitable now.
Right.
He's talking, of course, about his situation in a battle, but he just talking about getting dressed as
Right.
well. Like, and I just thought that was fly.
Yeah,
Like in the beginning of the song,
that was super duper fly and creative. Like how he laid that out. Like, I mean, just to, because I mean that's like the battle in a nutshell. But just like, who could just come up with the most lies? Who can come up with the, like, I don't even know what's suitable at this point in time. And to just put that in a double entendre with the whole suit and tie and the Windsor, I think that was fly. That was crazy. And then he has the, you know, the Drake. If you took the AK, if Drake took out the AK, maybe he'd be in jail. Just based off of the name that it
it's off
spells.
the name.
What they say about what they say they just smelled. I heard they got special places in hell for niggas joking about evil when they did it themselves. Now he's talking about Dre here, who allegedly had an inappropriate relationship with an underage girl. Not only that, he's had multiple cases on where domestic violence, like beating on women. So, you know, and when you see him on the pop out stage, the Grammys, high fiving Lucian Grange, it just speaks of just her. And when you really look into when you really go to the rabbit hole of like the Drake fans, the number one thing that they speak about when they speak about Kendrick and just that whole thing is the hypocrisy. It's a lot of hypocrisy on that side, and that's the point when you take the moral high ground, because Kendrick took the moral high ground in the battle. I'm spiritual. I'm about something. I have this relationship with my son. I'm better than you. I'm more spiritually grounded. You have these weird pedophile guys around you. You have these weird individuals, and you're questionable. He took the moral high ground, but the number one thing that Drake fans have a problem with was all of the hypocrisy on the other side. You got these weird dudes on TDE that got a lawsuit and sexual assault cases on their hands. You got Dre with underage girls beating on women. You got all of these weird, you got Cardi that she did a record with. So you take this moral high ground, but you're around all this debauchery. So when as I'm saying, it just goes into a lot of the things that people speak about. It's a lot of hypocrisy, and people don't really speak about it. You know, you want to go? You want to speak about that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, like even you know, in that line, you know, he said, "I'm the golden goose shaking things up in Lucian's house. I'm in the battlefield, really putting boots on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
A booster seat for yourselves and the lies that you tell. If Drake took out AK, maybe he'd be in jail. He got at Lucian, he got at Kendrick and Dr. Dre.
That's a fact.
And just those lines right there.
That's a fact.
You know, he like I said, in this song, mainly because this leaked first, which I think intentionally he leaked it himself. Right. He just wanted people to hear like what the album's going to be about. He let you know right here.
Absolutely.
You know? And yeah, when he got on you know, Joe Budden,
right,
that was crazy. You know, which one of his bubble shaped things, I'm not even at the bar, but I just remember that part, like, you know,
which one of his
walked through the double gates and I sent it back. You know, and this nigga naked in another state, sleepwalking, walking naked in another state. That was just crazy, you know.
Yeah, and then you got the LeBron line. Don't ask me about 23andMe. I'm a real nigga and he's not. It's in my DNA.
I'm
like, come on,
down
bro.
To look for.
Yeah, I was trying to look for that line as well. That was a crazy line as well.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I'm a real nigga and he's not. Like, come on, bro. Come on. He was killing this joint. And be spelling that.
Oh, and after that he said, I fell back like the married rapper, but we engaged.
Like, come on.
I'm told y'all settle about evil ways. That was crazy.
And,
like
in my opinion,
I fell back.
For me, for me personally, this album, and for me, and I know I'm kind of getting ahead of myself at this point in time, but for me, this is just for me. This is the album that in my personal opinion, this album surpasses Jay-Z's career at this point. I feel like this is the album where I gotta for me, if anybody else disagrees, that's fine. But for me, this album puts him ahead of Jay-Z on an all-time, greatest of all time. This album, he steps over Jay-Z for me. This album,
a great
right
album.
yeah,
like I said, I think this is a classic.
Me too. But for me, I feel like,
and I'm ruling it early based off of the context of the album, how it's laid out, and how it was surgically done.
Right.
Like the production was all met on all cues and everything like that. The ball stuff like that. He took out. He did a little bit less singing in this album. He just kept it straight up direct. Is that's talking about his pen. And honestly, like, hey man, listen. You could just tell based off of the reaction of other people. Like Ross is out here crashing out. A$AP Rocky, he looks mad. DJ Khaled, peace to everybody.
Yeah, right. He know them records ain't coming no more. He know he ain't getting another. He know he ain't getting another. He ain't getting another care package. He ain't getting another stimulus package. He ain't getting one no more. He know that, which he don't deserve it.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is going to change music, and we didn't even get into like we probably going to get into more of that later because we just talking about the album today.
Right.
But even his alleged relationship with Gamma, you know what I'm saying? This is an entity that could change the whole music label situation.
Right.
It could change up the whole industry. Possibly destroy major labels. So this is why certain things are happening. I believe.
Right.
I believe a lot of other people believe it if you read into it and if you look into it.
I watched this guy spaz with a puzzled face. Who knows which one of his bubble-shaped things I must have ushered through the double gate. Showed at the time of the life while broski having stomach aches. Hearing about good times at Lover's Lake. And send it back home to you while you sleep and walking naked in another state. Come on, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That was, come on.
And we know that, Drake is talking about, let's put it on the screen to hear it here.
Yeah, I heard Joe briefly talk about it. He kind of brushed past it like, hey, that's they pretty woman. He said bubble shaped things. Like, I'm like, yeah, but when he spoke about you sleepwalking like naked, that was the ball.
Yeah, listen, man,
act like he try to brush past that, and I get it because of the legalities behind that, but that was a situation. That was a situation. I don't want to harp on that because I love his platform.
Right.
But that was crazy.
No, it's all good. I mean, listen, that was a particular. I mean, I don't think Joe should feel any type of way about. I don't think he does. I mean, I think he's at another place in his life.
I think drugs. He had to take some type of drug.
I think
he's getting older.
Right. I think at this particular point in his life, when this was happening, this hurt him, and he may try to brush that aside, but I do think at this particular point in time, when this was happening, when she was out there at the Dolphins and all of that, this did hurt him. And he tries to act like that didn't bother him at a particular point in time. I think it did bother him at a particular point in time. I don't think it bothers him anymore. But, listen, he smashed a couple of Joe's girls, man. I just think it is. And I do think their issues are a little bit more deeper than just him smashing his girls.
It's the woman, for sure.
I agree with Joe. Even Joe said that. He says it's a little bit more than just that, but yeah, I agree with that.
It is that too, but that's kind of, I think that's what destroyed their relationship, because Drake used to look up to Joe in some sense. There's video of it, where he looked up. When you look at Joe's earlier songs and stuff like that and his rap flows, you can see the similarities between him and Drake.
Right. And then we get into Little Birdie, which you said is this your favorite song right now?
Yeah, that's my favorite song, man.
Wow.
It's just like, I think that's a club bop. That's something you can listen in your car. It's just the cadence. Like, I like Kodak too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I can hear the similarities. I just like the pitch of the song, how the production was done on it, even the visual, because that's the first time I heard it watching the live stream. The dude dancing. I know they trying to make comparison to Kendrick Lamar because when I first seen it, I'm like, is this? And this dude, he's a legendary dancer from Brooklyn. You know, he always been doing those dances and stuff like that.
Right.
But I think he probably put him there because like, yo, this is what you tried to do in your music video, but this is the real right here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you don't think that was a knock at Kendrick, the guy dancing in the video? You don't think that was a knock at him? Do you think it was? Or
Originally, I thought that, but I think it's probably more deeper than that. I think he's like, yo, this is the real spiritual dancer right here. Like, you know,
right. This is the real guy.
He's doing it on a real level, like, you know. But yeah, I think like visually it was dope, you know. I mean, it's subjective. Some people can say it's about because like I said, at first I thought it was, but then I seen like he was in multiple videos doing the dance and stuff like that. So I don't think it was just solely about Kendrick Lamar.
Right. Yeah, I think that like this definitely one of my favorite songs. I mean, I loved it as soon as I heard it because I love that cadence and I love the beat.
I think he took a break. Took a break from dissing everybody. He just wanted to make a jam for people to vibe out to.
I think you need to do that. I think you got to break up the monotony, like, you know, because a lot of songs are going to be very bar heavy, very lyrical, and sometimes some people just want to have some fun. They just want to vibe out, and I think that's like one of them tracks where it come on. It's just like, yo, I'm in that mode right now. I'm feeling like that. I'm feeling like, you know what I mean. I'm just vibing out right now. This is a great song. And yeah, I think people keep saying they can hear. I don't hear Kodak on there. People keep saying that. I don't really hear him on there though. But I mean, I could hear him on there, but I like
his flow, the flow, you know.
The flow. Okay, all right, yeah, the flow.
You can hear Kodak doing the little birdie, like, you know, hook.
Okay, yeah, you know, yeah, the flow. Okay, yeah, because he does have that flow. I agree, he does have that flow. I'm more so talking about the beat. But yeah, he does have that type of flow that could fit on this beat. I see what you're saying there. So yeah, that's I love that record too. But then you got Don't Worry.
Yeah.
You got Firm Friends, and then you got, now I'm gonna be honest. I love Firm Friends. I think the album should have ended with Firm Friends. I think I love Make Them Know, but I think
Make Them Know definitely needed to be on the album though.
Yeah, that now I'm not saying that it shouldn't have been on the album. I'm saying that I think Firm. I love Firm Friends, and I think that it should have probably ended like that more so because he's like very like on Make Them Know, he's like very laxed. It's almost like he's back to that Burning Bridges type of flow. Almost. It's not as lazy as that, but it's almost like that. And I felt like Firm Friends was more so like him really just getting his introspection off, and I feel like that should have been the
that it was that iCEMAN outro.
Yeah. Oh man, that was beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was beautiful.
That could have been the intro of the album. It could have been the outro. I was like, yeah, but like that.
Right. Yeah. I love that outro. Yeah, I love that outro. Is beautiful.
So for Make Them Know, it kind of made sense,
right?
You know, because he's saying like, Make Them Know made me think like, all right, yo, he's dropping something else.
Right.
He got to be something else because like that. He was like, yo, I'm gonna kill this label. Like I'm finishing. I'm killing all the bots. You know, we saw the video and all that stuff like that.
Right.
He's talking about all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then the iCEMAN thing starts off like, you know.
Absolutely. So overall, what would you give this album? I think I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 for me. I think it's an incredible body of work. I think. No, go ahead. I think
it's like 0.59. Definitely. I would probably say a solid 9, honestly. Yeah, because I just don't want to say, oh, like this is a classic. Like I said, it's a classic, but you got to keep the bar high at all costs. You know, certain things like I said, topics and everything that he spoke about. I think he left no stone unturned.
Right.
So he did everything with that. And I think he has more on the way. Right. So yeah, I would actually concede to the 9.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, I was impressed with the level of openness. I love the fact that he addressed everything in terms of the battle, in terms of the people he felt betrayed him. I love the topics on here. I love the bops. I love the production on here. So I didn't come away with this project feeling like I didn't get what I felt, underserviced. In the beginning, I felt like the album could have had more R&B elements, but then when I realized that this was a 3-album drop, and then you had a whole album, which was, I thought that was absolutely genius. You had a whole album dedicated to R&B bops, got a whole album dedicated to just pop records and party type esque records, and then you had iCEMAN, which is what you've been waiting for. I thought that was absolutely genius, and him breaking it up like that. And I love the other 2 projects as well, but I do feel like iCEMAN is the greater project of all 3.
Yeah, I mean, because we wanted to hear him rapping. Right. We got the R&B album the year previously before, which was a great album. Well, but we wanted to hear like, all right, yo, what's on your mind about what's going on?
Right.
And this was like a therapy session. Like, he just said everything. He brought up everything.
Right.
Everybody got hit. And I know a lot of these people that he spoke about, whether we don't even care about too much with the critics. We're going to see the reaction of how everyone that he spoke about and how they react to it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited I'm excited for where he goes next. I'm excited from the about the reaction from this. I'm excited about the next chapter of his career, and I love the fact that this was his musical offering. If I had to rank it in terms of his discography, I got it high. I really do. I got it up there very high.
Yeah.
This is more ambitious. This is more inspirational. This is more him with his back to the wall and really, putting his, really saying like, no, I got to make a statement with this album. I got to make a statement with this rollout. And my musical career, I got this is something that's important to me. So I appreciate this project.
Yeah, same. I feel the same way, honestly.
Is this album of the year? This is album of the year right now. Right now.
Yo, that's funny because I've been saying that. So far as the album of the year. I don't see nobody like even if somebody try to step on it. I think he had something else. I really do. This is the album. Now that he's relieved, supposedly he's relieved. I believe he's going to drop something else soon. I do. And I think he has ammunition waited because, like I said, there was a shooting at his house. I think that's when he took a delay from this whole situation, which anybody real, like, it put things into perspective of how things could go. I'm not saying that had anything to do with Kendrick. That I think that OVO EXO thing, he was jabbing at them during the beef. So I feel like he took time to, because it was no win. Like, it was an uphill battle. We had the media going against him. He had, all his people that had were upset that he didn't do features with him. That was siding Kendrick and stuff, like people that he didn't do interviews with him. So we seen that. That was an uphill battle. I was like, all right, give people, like what Styles P said, let the fan on and cool down or whatever. In one of his songs, I'm misquoting it, of course. But just give yourself allow yourself some time to think. Allow yourself some time to think, and it puts things into perspective. And I think that's what we heard on this project.
I agree, man. So any closing thoughts on terms of this album? And we've been on here for 2 hours. Probably gonna close out.
Definitely it's time to close out.
Yeah.
But we're gonna chop it up. Closing arguments. I think this is an album that is going to be talked about for the rest of the year. It's going to be talked about for the rest of the year, and it's going to be one of his most notable projects because of the climatic situation that happened for these past couple of years and how he weathered through the storm. When we see artists, whether it comes up to entertainers and everything like that, we want to, whenever they go through something climatic, we want to hear their opinions on how they got over the hurdle. And this is that album. You know, every other album was like a just another championship, you know, but this is the album where, yo, he got hurt. Like, we seen him bleed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Dude came back and, you know, did his thing.
I agree. I second that motion, man. I think that this is one of his greatest bodies of work, and it's going to be an album that people talk about for a very long time in regardless of just his career and his discography. So I definitely second that motion, man. With that being said, listen, y'all, it's been real. I want to thank Couture for joining me on this live stream talking about iCEMAN. And let me know what you guys think of this album, man. Let me know, did you enjoy it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Put it in the comment section, and we see you guys another live, man. We out.